The fated battle, Kaguya vs. Hagoromo. On the peaks of snow-covered mountains in the ancient world, when humanity had yet to shape its own destiny, a storm of chakra erupted. It was not merely a clash between two beings of immense power, it was a battle that would determine the fate of mankind itself. Kaguya Otsutsuki, the rabbit goddess, the first to consume the forbidden fruit of the divine tree, had become a being beyond all limits. Her chakra encompassed the heavens, making the earth quake as if it were on the verge of collapse. Her Byakugan shone wide, while the crimson Rinne Sharingan upon her brow gleamed with the power to bend both space and reality. To Kaguya, power was not a tool, it was destiny, the very means to bind and control the world through fear. Standing against her was Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the sage of six paths, her son who embodied both compassion and resistance against tyranny. Hagoromo never wished to fight his own mother, but he knew that if Kaguya's dominion continued, the world would be chained in eternal darkness. The winds howled across the battlefield, snow scattering as though nature itself trembled before the moment. Hagoromo raised his six-path staff, chakra swirling around him like a sea of fire. Kaguya stepped forward, each step cracking the ground, space itself distorting under her aura. "My son," her voice echoed like a call from the abyss. "Do you dare raise your hand against the one who gave you life?" Hagoromo tightened his grip, his eyes resolute. "Mother, you have forgotten the true meaning of chakra. It was born to connect people, not enslave them. If you would turn the world into a prison, then I must stop you." Thunder roared as Kaguya waved her hand, summoning thousands of bone spikes from the earth, hurling them at Hagoromo. He spun his staff, forming a vast shield of chakra. The spikes shattered upon impact, explosions shaking the mountain itself. Without pause, Kaguya twisted space. In an instant, the battlefield became a sea of molten lava, fiery columns erupting skyward. Hagoromo soared upward, the six truth-seeking orbs surrounding him, morphing into shields that held back the inferno. "Mother, your power, it is overwhelming. But the greater the power, the greater the responsibility. You've forgotten that truth." Kaguya's laughter was cold, her eyes blazing. "Responsibility? No. Power is absolute. Only the ruler decides order. Humans are selfish, treacherous, greedy, only I have the strength to control them." Her words thundered. She unleashed the Tamaya no Shinjutsu, a catastrophic technique capable of erasing all within its reach. A colossal orb of light tore the heavens apart, surging toward Hagoromo. He clenched his teeth, drawing upon the Rinnegan's might, countering with Chibaku Tensai. The two forces collided, an explosion of light tearing through mountains, ripping open the very sky. Amid the chaos, Hagoromo glimpsed his mother's face, not the terrifying goddess, but the woman who once held him tenderly. Pain struck his heart, yet reason urged him onward. "I do not wish to kill you, but if you remain, the world will have no hope." He joined forces with his brother Hamura, summoning the divine tree's power to bind Kaguya. A great seal appeared in the air, chakra chains spiraling around her. Kaguya roared, her form shifting, long hair billowing as her chakra burst like a storm. She stretched out her hands, space collapsing once more. The battlefield turned into a void where even dust dissolved into fragmented dimensions. "I am the mother of chakra. None can imprison me." But Hagoromo and Hamura refused to yield. Together, they invoked the six-path seal, the ultimate binding. Chains of light constricted, pressing Kaguya into submission. Her crimson eyes blazed with hatred and despair as she struggled. In her final moment, Hagoromo cried out, "Mother, forgive us, but the world needs freedom, not shackles." Kaguya's scream shattered the heavens, resounding through earth and sky, until she was consumed by the seal, drawn into the celestial prison that would become the moon. Silence returned to the battlefield. The winds whistled through the ruins. Hagoromo and Hamura stood amidst the wreckage, sorrow filling their eyes. They had won, but at a terrible cost, the eternal loss of the mother they once loved. From that day, Kaguya became a legend, sealed within the moon, while Hagoromo became the sage of six paths, bearing the burden of guiding humanity toward a new path. Yet deep within his heart, Hagoromo knew, his mother's darkness still lingered, awaiting the day it would rise again. And the struggle between light and shadow would never end.